Hi friends, welcome back. Today we are going to discuss about the entry forms of our Excel macros. First of all, we need to highlight the security warning, enable this content. Okay. Now we are going to see the curative entry forms regarding cover fumigation and degas. And for prophylactic treatment, stack spray with malathion, air charging with malathion, surface area treatment with both the DTM and malathion chemicals, and DTM stack spray. So these are prophylactic, and this one is curative treatment. See, these are the entry forms regarding cover fumigation. We will discuss about the cover fumigation at first. Here you see we have so many options regarding date, godown number, crop year, commodity variety, number of stacks, quantity, ALP consumed, and stack numbers, and TA name. These are the options need to be highlighted, and then after submitting all the entries, we need to click on the submit button. This is the background enabled. By clicking on the submit button, the entries which are present in these cells simply will go into the CF sheet. So here same date, godown number, crop year, commodity variety, number of stacks, quantity, ALP, stack numbers, and TA name will be come over to here from the entry form. Here we see we have so many options in this cover fumigation entry form. First of all, date. By clicking on this date, we got a drop down list. Here you see from day 1 to last date of the month. Every date is present in this drop down list. From this drop down list, we are going to select one date and then godown number. We need to enter the godown number with the help of keyboard. Say 0, 1. First godown, and then crop year. There is also one more drop down list in crop year. Here from this drop down list we are going to select one crop year, and then commodity variety. Also we have a drop down list. From this drop down list we are going to select the commodities. Different types of commodities which are present in the godowns are highlighted in this drop down list: RRC, RRA, RRC Certex, RRA Certex, RRC Certex fortified, RRA Certex fortified, and wheat. So from these commodity variety we are going to select what is the commodity of that godown. Say for example RRC, so which was selected, and number of stacks. So in godown number 1, crop year pertaining to 2021, and commodity variety RRC, and number of stacks. Number of stacks means say 2 stacks, and quantity of these 2 RRC stacks. Say for example 200 MT, and then quantity. So quantity of ALP, how much ALP consumed for this 200 MT? Say 1.800. And then stack numbers. What are the stack numbers regarding with the 2 stacks? Say 1A1, comma 1A2. And what is the TA name? From this we are going to select our TA names. Here who are working in that godown, their names are being in this list. From that list we are going to select one name, so which TA has been allotted to that godown. And then by clicking on this submit button, now you are going to see these details which are already entered in the entry form by clicking on the submit button, which will navigate into CF sheet. See friends, see, again it will become an empty form. So if you want to see the submitted details, by clicking on this cover fumigation header, we will navigate into CF sheet. See, there we entered our entries, and those entries has been transferred to this CF sheet. So now we will get back to the cover fumigation, that means curative entry form. And one more details, if you want to enter, we make an same procedure. We make an enter our entries, and then by clicking on the submit button, those details will be navigated into CF sheet. If you want to make some corrections, say 1.800 is our data. If you want to put some corrections, so directly you can put it like this also. There is no need to worry about the corrections. We can do it at any level. So this is the entry form regarding with the cover fumigation. Same just like that, in the degassing also we have date, godown number, number of stacks, stack number, and TA name. Here also for date one drop down list is there, just like in cover fumigation data entry form, and from that drop down list we are going to select the dates, and we will submit our details. Here you see code number will be selected from the keyboard, and number of stacks, stack numbers, and TA name also one of the drop down list is there. Who are TAs are working in the depot, their names has been highlighted in this drop down list. So this is the degassing form. If for example, say for example, we are going to submit a dummy entry 1, order number 2, number of stacks 2, stack numbers 2A1, 2A2, and the TA name. Say we will select another name. By clicking on the submit button, these details will be navigated into degas sheet. Here you see the entries has been get into degas form. Here you see date, go down number, number of stacks, and stack numbers, and TA name, and get back to degas sheet. Here you see if you want to submit the spraying prophylactic treatments which were performed in the godowns, those has been submitted same just like that. Here you see malathion stack spray, and date, godown number, crop year, commodity variety, number of stacks, quantity, malathion, and TA name. Same here for date also we have a drop down list, same list, and then godown number we need to enter, crop year also same drop down list, and then commodity variety also same drop down list just like in cover fumigation and degas, and then stack numbers, quantity, malathion, and TA name. Same drop down list will be present over here also. Here in air charging with malathion, date, a drop down list which is equal to the previous entries, godown number, and TA name, same drop down list for the godown TS, and then surface area treatment, there is a drop down list for date, and here you see here one more entry which is a different one. This is chemical. We have a surface area treatment with both the chemicals, with malathion as well as with delta methrin. Here for that, if you use malathion, we need to enter the chemical malathion. If it is a DTM, we are going to select DTM. So both all the entries regarding with the chemical also with malathion and DTM will be submitted for surface area treatment in the same sheet, and chemical quantity and TA name one more drop down list same as previously discussed. And then for the stack spray regarding with the delta methrin, here also you see same data, just chemical only changed, and after submitting the details those will be navigated into that DTM sheet. Here you see in malathion entry form the details are going to be submitted in MAL sheet. Here you see down under MAL sheet. So by clicking on the submit button, one dummy entry will be done for this for visual effect. 1, godown number, 2, crop year, commodity variety, Sartex, number of stacks 2, quantity 200, malathion 0.180. So for example only, TA name from the drop down list we'll select one name, and by clicking on the submit button, the details which we enter in the form will navigate into malathion sheet. By clicking on this header malathion, you'll see previously what we entered those details in that form, those has been submitted in this malathion sheet. If you want to get back to that main entry form sheet, by clicking on this go to spraying, you'll get back to the same sheet. Just like that for air charging with malathion also, see one dummy entry I will do, 1, godown number 1, air charging with malathion quantity need to be entered 0.640 for example, TA name. So we will select a name from the list by clicking on the submit button. Our details has been submitted to air charging with malathion sheet ACWM. By clicking on this header, we will navigate into ACWM sheet. There you see the details which we entered in ACWM. Those details has been came to ACWM sheet. Get back to spraying. Surface area treatment also same, one dummy entry I will do it, godown number, chemical. Here malathion and DTM both has been given in that list. We will select one, and then chemical quantity 0.200, and TA name we will select one name, and we will submit the details. Here you see our details has been navigated into surface area treatment sheet, that is SAT. By clicking on this SAT header, we'll navigate here. You see the details what I entered in that SAT form, those has been came into SAT sheet. Get back to spraying. Here also same for DTM also, I will make a dummy entry. Put a number 5, crop year 21-22, commodity variety, wheat, number of stacks 4, quantity 500, and DTM 0.750, TA name, we will select the TA name from the drop down list. By clicking on the submit button, the details which we enter in the entry form will navigate into DTM sheet. By clicking on this header DTM, we came to DTM sheet. Here you see the details what we entered there in that entry form, those has been reflected in the DTM sheet also. Get back to spraying. This is the entry form. Whatever the individual details which are pertaining to godowns, those details will be submitted with the help of these two entry forms. One is curative form, another one is prophylactic form. In the curative treatment, the individual fumigation details will be submitted date wise, commodity wise, everything, by filling all the options which are present in the entry form, and by clicking on the submit button, the details will move into CF form. Just like that, degassing entries also, by clicking on the submit button, the details which we entered in the entry form will navigate into degas sheet. And then just like that, spraying details also, malathion stacks by entries will enter into malathion sheet, and then air charging with malathion entries will enter into air charging with malathion sheet, and then surface area treatment entries will move into SAT surface area treatment sheet, and then DTM stack entries also will move into DTM sheet. Here one dummy entry has been done for the sake of video only. The individual entries which will not depend upon other entries. Similarly, each and everyone will make their own entries after completion of their work, and by clicking on the submit button, they are going to submit the data. Here you see in these two entry forms, in curative entry form and as well as prophylactic entry form, some of the options are with drop down list. So we need to select the date, crop year, commodity variety, and then TA name. Some of them are drop down list consisting. These drop down list contents are present in the helper sheet. Here you see this one is the first one, that is helper sheet. Here date is there, total from the first date to last date, all dates are present. And then commodity variety also, some of the entries pertaining to commodity variety has been given, and crop year also, two crop years are given, chemical, malathion and DTM given, and TA names also mentioned. Who are TAs are working in that godown, their names has been mentioned in this list. And then here one more entry is there, chemical. So ALP, malathion, DTM, OB of the month we will enter here, and this we will discuss in later videos. So this is the entries, and then how these entries are going to be converted or sorted, we will discuss in our next video. Thank you.